to climb this hill. Together we will.
There is always light. There is always light.
We are ready to see.
There is always light. There is always light.
We are ready to be.
To see the light, to be the light, to shine. Climb this hill, we know we will. There is always light. There is always light.
We are ready to see.
There is always light. There is always light.
We are ready to be.
To see the light, to be the light, to shine. Climb this hill, we know we will. There is always
There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill. Together we will. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to see it. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill. Together we will.
There is always light. There is always
We
light.
are ready to see.
There is always light. There is always
We
light.
are ready to be.
To see the light, to be the light, to shine. Climb this hill, we know we will. There is always light. There is always
We
light.
are ready to see.
There is always light. There is always
We
light.
are ready to be.
To see the light, to be the light, to shine. Climb this hill, we know we will. There is always light. There is always light. There is always
There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill. Together we will. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to see it. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to be it.
Some people from CYRE thought they were supposed to be cheerleaders, travel fighters, but nobody told me, so it's Edgar.
Oh, okay, let Don know. Edgar, and I need
It's
to know
just
something.
Edgar. It's a child, so it's just
Okay, let Don know. Okay.
Don, where did Don go? He was right there. This way.
there is always a light. When we are ready to see it, there is always a light. When we are ready to be it, to see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill, together we will. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to see it. There is always a light
in the dark.
when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark.
Okay. Time? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good morning. We invite you to take your seats and prepare for this morning's service. That's great. Good to see you. On behalf of the Worship Committee, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. I'm your service leader, Deb Matherly. Our minister is the Reverend Stephen Robinson. Today we have a special guest speaker, Edwina Winter. Edwina was born in the UK and promptly moved to Ethiopia at the age of 6 weeks. She comes from a family of world travelers, so that is no surprise. After returning to the UK for secondary education and a career in heavy civil engineering and telecoms, she found herself in the civil nuclear power program. It was with that work that she transferred to the US and worked extensively in China, Japan, and South Korea. Home is now Irmo, South Carolina, where she enjoys ballroom dancing, teaching at 3 Shepherd Centers, and she's busy with her nonprofit, the Celtic Wisdom Center. She has a bachelor's degree in metaphysics and is a minister in the International Metaphysical Ministries Church. She's an enthusiastic flute player, and any spare time is taken up with her relentless dogs, Winston and Luna. We're very happy to have you again with us, Edwina, and some of us were part of your Celtic classes a while ago and enjoyed previous services. So please stay connected with our community by keeping an eye on the following communications. Our recurring events are included in the calendar with your order of service, but special events are also coming up. We provide an email newsletter every Thursday to keep you informed about these upcoming events. And please make sure we have your email address. Please listen to our special announcements at the end of today's service, as they include some important news you won't want to miss. We warmly welcome families with children and offer childcare during our service for infants and children up to 4 years old. We have a designated seating area in the sanctuary for children ages 4 to 7 and their parents or caregivers. And you can feel free to bring toys available in the back of the social hall for quiet play. Now today, younger children from 4 up to elementary age will remain in the service with their parents or caregivers. Elementary and middle school age children will please go to your CYRE classes after the story for all ages. So we've got a lot going on. Today's flowers are given by Linda and Richard McLeod in memory of Linda's mother, Miriam Bixby Bonney, born October 24th, 1907. She has been remembered as the Blue Sky Lady because she always found a patch of blue in the gray skies of her home in Seattle, Washington. Now please silence all devices as we center ourselves on today's service and listen to the prelude.
This morning for our prelude, we welcome a quintet of singers from our choir Chalice Voices to sing Simple Praise of Trees. This has music from Vivaldi's Four Seasons with harmonies by Gretchen Schleicher and lyrics by David Densmore. And we can think with love of all of our friends and congregants who are up with the trees at the mountain this weekend.
Well, thank you. Now please rise in body or spirit and join me in the congregational covenant in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. Our community is founded on deeds, not creeds. That means we don't have to believe the same in order to treat one another the same with dignity, respect, equity, and compassion. We place love at the center of our values, embracing and welcoming all people. We'd like to give a quick call out and hello to our members and friends who are at the mountain retreat this week. And we're thinking about you. So, visitors, we're delighted to welcome all our guests and visitors. And today, Mark Drews is assisting with bringing the microphone to visitors. If you're willing and able, please stand and wait for the microphone to reach you. Then share your name and where you're from. And if you've brought guests, we invite you to introduce them as well.
Hello, everybody. My name is George Sarega. I'm local to the neighborhood. I live and work here. And I've been looking for a community where I can better myself and have a positive impact on the community. And after tuning in online to y'all services for the past couple of weeks, I see you found that here. So I'm very excited to
Great.
join for the first time today, and you'll be seeing more of.
Great. Yeah, hi.
And thank you for projecting your voice. Good morning, I'm Brian Smith, first-time visitor. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, good morning. Thank you.
All right, nice to have you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm John. I was here about 10 months ago when I was renting my house in Harbison that I've owned since my son was born in the area. And I'm back again, and I'm here with my partner, Linda, and I'll let her introduce herself, and we'll make this quick.
Hi, I'm Linda Mulligan. I'm from Harriman, Tennessee.
Okay.
Thank you, John and Linda.
Thank you. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Visitors, if you'd like to learn more about UUCC, visitor cards are in the pocket on the back of each chair. Please fill one out and place it in the collection plate so we can email you about our events. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments, and board members wear green name tags, so thank you again for being here. Today's chalice lighter is Edgar McBride. He is in 6th grade so, in our CYRE program. Spirit of life and light, come unto us. Thank you.
Our opening hymn is number 186, Grieve Not Your Heart. This hymn has text by Confucius, recast by John Andrew Story. I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join in singing hymn number 186.
Grieve not your heart for want of place, nor yearn for easy praise, but fit yourself some task to do, and well employ your days. From wise and foolish both alike, we should all try to learn, for one can show us how to live, the other what to spurn. Be fair to people when they err, when good your pleasure show, their faults be quick to understand, in judging them be slow. But this above all else obey, it is the best of rules. What you would wish not done to you, do not to other souls.
And now we invite the children to come forward for a story for all ages. So,
Good morning. Yay. Better. All right. Welcome. Today I will be reading to you Ming Lo Moves the Mountain. Cadence, will you come over here and maybe hold the mic for me, please? Yeah, Ellie, you want to hold the mic? Sorry. I think Big Sis would be fine with that.
Hey.
Not to you, though. Yeah, okay. All right. Ming Lo Moves the Mountain. Ming Lo and his wife lived in a house at the bottom of a large mountain. They loved their house, but they did not love the mountain. Sorry, y'all. It's going to be hard to show everyone. Okay. Rocks and stones broke loose from the cliffs. They dropped down onto the house of Ming Lo. The roof was full of holes. Clouds formed on the top of the mountain. Heavy rain fell from the clouds onto this roof that was full of holes. The rooms inside were damp and drippy. When the sun did shine, it never warmed the house of Ming Lo. Hi, Lyndon. The mountain always cast a dark shadow. The flowers and vegetables in the garden grew thin and sparse. Oh, you want to see the pictures? Yeah, you like that? Very cool. All right, let's see what happens to him. This mountain brings us nothing but unhappiness, said the wife of Minglo. Husband, you must move the mountain so that we may enjoy our house in peace. My dear wife, said Minglo, how can one small man such as I move a large mountain such as this? How should I know, said his wife. There is a wise man who lives in the village. Go and ask him. Minglo hurried to the village. When he found the wise man, he said, I want to move the mountain that is near my house. The wise man thought for a long time. Wisps of smoke curled from his pipe. Finally, he said, go home, Minglo. Cut down the tallest, thickest tree you can find. Push this tree against the side of the mountain with all your strength. This is the way that you will move the mountain. What do you think? Is that going to do it? Minglo ran home. He cut down the tallest, thickest tree that he could find. Minglo and his wife held tightly to the tree. Running as fast as they could, they pushed the tree against the side of the mountain. The tree split in half. Minglo and his wife fell on their heads. The mountain did not move an inch. Ellie, you gotta hold it to me though. Thank you, okay. I will. Go back to the wise man, said the wife of Minglo. Ask him to think of another way to move the mountain. So that first idea, I guess, did not work.
It's funny that they're on their heads.
Again, the wise man thought for a long time. Rings of smoke blew from his pipe. Finally, he said, go home, Minglo. Take the pots and pans from your kitchen. Hold a spoon in each of your hands. With these spoons, hit the pots and pans as hard as you can. Raise your voice in loud shouts and cries. The mountain will be frightened by the noise. This is the way that you will move the mountain. Oh, I see some doubters among us. Not convinced this is going to work either.
Because you can't scare a mountain away.
Oh.
It's not a person or an animal.
You might be onto something. Minglo ran home. He took the pots and pans from his kitchen. Minglo and his wife held a spoon in each one of their 4 hands. They shouted and cried. They hit the pots and pans as hard as they could. They made a great noise. Flocks of birds flew out of the trees, but the mountain did not move at all. You were right. Go back to the wise man, cried the wife of Minglo. We must find a way to move the mountain. Minglo watched as the wise man thought for a very long time. Clouds of smoke billowed from his pipe. Finally, he said, go home, Minglo. Bake many cakes and loaves of bread. Bring these to the spirit who lives at the top of the mountain. The spirit is always hungry. He will be happy to receive your gifts. He will grant you every wish. This is the way that you will move the mountain. What do we think?
Yes.
Oh, we got a mixed vote here, yeah. Minglo ran home. With his wife, he baked platters of cakes and baskets of bread. Together, they began the steep climb to the top of the mountain where the spirit lived. They felt a strong wind as they struggled up the high cliffs. It whistled and howled.
Oh, they're high.
Very high. Soon the air was filled with flying cakes and loaves of bread. There was nothing left for the spirit, and the mountain did not move. Without waiting for his wife to say a word, Minglo went quickly back to the wise man.
The cakes are flying.
Help me to move this mountain so that I may enjoy my house in peace, cried Minglo. The wise man sat in deep thought for a long, long time. There was so much smoke coming from his pipe that he could hardly be seen. Finally, he said, go home, Minglo. Take your house apart, stick by stick. Gather all these sticks that are the pieces of your house. Collect all the things that are your possessions. Bind everything into bundles with rope and twine. Carry these bundles in your arms and on top of your head. Face the mountain and close your eyes. I wonder what that's all about.
I know.
Just move your house.
Mm.
Or just not build your house over the mountain.
Having done all this, said the wise man, you will step to the dance of the moving mountain. You will put your left foot in a place that is in back of your right foot. Then you will put your right foot in a place that is in the back of your left foot. You must do this again and again for many hours. When you open your eyes, you will see that the mountain has moved far away. This is a strange dance, said Ming Lo, but if it makes the mountain move, I will do it at once. Ming Lo ran home. He took his house apart, stick by stick. He gathered all of the sticks and collected all the things that were his possessions. Ming Lo and his wife bound everything into bundles with rope and twine. They carried the bundles in their arms and on the tops of their heads. Then Ming Lo showed his wife how to do the dance of the moving mountain. They faced the mountain and closed their eyes. Carefully, they began to move their feet to the steps of the dance. You guys remember what the steps were? They each put their left foot in a place that was right behind their right foot. Then they put their right foot in a place that was behind their left foot. The neighbors saw Ming Lo and his wife walking backwards across the fields with all their possessions. It was an odd sight, and they watched in wonder.
But we all know what had actually happened, right?
After many hours had passed, Ming Lo and his wife opened their eyes. Look, cried Ming Lo, our dance has done its work. The mountain has moved far away.
We know what actually happened. They moved far away.
Oh, so if you can't move a mountain, maybe you need to move, huh? All right, thank you guys.
On top of the mountain.
That's true too. Thank you for being such great listeners.
All right. Okay.
Please join in singing Our Children Out. The words are in your order of service.
Learn your lessons well, my children. Seek your truth in the wide unknown. Love each other, work together, and search for wisdom and happiness.
Here is the great earth, filled with the smell of incense, covered with a blanket of flowers, the great mountain, the 4 continents, wearing a jewel of the sun and moon. In my mind, I make them the paradise of a Buddha and offer it all to you. By this deed, may every living being experience the pure world, a Tibetan prayer. And then the first verse of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao that can be talked about is not the true Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. Everything in the universe comes out of nothing. Nothing. The nameless is the beginning, while heaven, the mother, is the creatrix of all things. Follow the nothingness of the Tao, and you can be like it, not needing anything, seeing the wonder and the root of everything. And even if you cannot grasp this nothingness, you can still see something of the Tao in everything. These two are the same, only called by different names, and both are mysterious and wonderful. All mysteries are Tao, and heaven is their mother. She is the gateway and the door.
So now is the time for our candles of community. So if you have a personal joy, sorrow, or concern to share from the pulpit, please email or text our administrator by noon on Friday. You can also pick up a candle in the foyer before the service to share in person. We'd like to let everyone know that we have an active caring committee whose members wear yellow name tags and are available for those in need. So if you have a candle, please come forward to share your joy or concern. Okay.
Good morning. I'm Kate Noel Wells. I'm not trying to wear out my welcome, but I do have a tremendous joy this morning. I told my daughters last night that today was going to be like Christmas plus my birthday all rolled into one, because after tearing my ACL last November, today was my first day back on the tennis court. So my husband is out of town, so I stole his tennis lesson that he does on Sunday mornings, and I remember to change of clothes minus the shoes. So just focus on my joy and not my appearance, please.
Great, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, we also light one candle for all of our unspoken joys and concerns, and there's probably a lot since we have no candles, but thank you. And let us pause for a moment to think about joys and concerns. Okay, thank you. This congregation proudly participates in our Michael Sullivan Share the Plate initiative, where half of our monthly cash collection is donated to a local charity. This is one of the many ways in which we give back to and support our community. Today, speaking on the behalf of this month's recipient, the Cotton Branch Farm Sanctuary, is Josh Costner. And Josh, if you'll come forward. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. As always, I always like to begin just thanking you all for what you do, not only for Cotton Branch, but for the community. I know of no one else who does Share the Plate, and I tell so many people about you all doing that, and they're all like, we've never heard of a congregation or a church that does that. I was like, exactly. So thank you for walking your talk and being there for all of us in the community, including the animals. And for those who don't know, we're located takes me about 35 minutes to get here. We're near Leesville, Batesburg, Leesville. So off 20, exit 51, and about 10 minutes off of there. But we love to have people visit, meet the animals. We specialize in seniors, special needs animals, and work a lot with local and state authorities to help rescue ones from kill shelters and mainly from abuse, hoarding, neglect cases. And of course, we specialize in pigs, mainly being the miniature variety. So this year, we're excited to start our program for animal-assisted therapy, or well, in the coming year, we will be starting that. We're working with therapists and other specialists in that area, and to provide an outlet for therapy for people who suffer from trauma, PTSD, and other issues in those kind of spectrums. And we're excited to do this because we've seen the results both firsthand as people who have survived trauma. We've seen it with people who were grieving. It's been an amazing thing. And for those who don't know, I always like to remind you, pigs are the fourth most intelligent animal on Earth. So they connect greatly with people, and they connect emotionally, not only with each other, but with people. And we've seen it time and time again, how they're drawn to people who have gone through similar things that they've gone through, because, again, we specialize with those who have been through so much. So We'd love to have you visit cottonbranch.org. You can visit the website, find everything out about us, how to visit, how to help. And you know, something I hear a lot is people say, you know, oh, thank you for what you do, thank you for what you do. And every time I say thank you back to them. And the reason is we can't do what we do without each one of you. And that's why this congregation, Share the Plate, means so much, because it can be, you know, little big things like our pipe that burst last week. And that $5 gift, that $50 gift, that $500 gift, that enabled us to get the water supply back on within one day that supplied 2/3 of our farm with water, 2/3 of the animals. That allowed us to say yes to our last intake. Pickles the pig, one of the sweetest pigs you'll ever meet in your life, any animal really, who was rescued, and he had been found as a stray and was taken into a shelter, and he had a rope that had been around his neck so long that it was almost 2 inches embedded into his neck. Yet still, his healing, his kindness shines through. And it's those $5 donations. Some months, some weeks, literally a $5 donation is what helps us meet our budget. So never think you can't do enough or you can't do anything, because every small, every large amount counts. Every single dollar helps, and it all goes back to them and to their care. So we appreciate you all so much. Please just give from your heart. We also have monthly sponsorships starting as little as $5 a month. So less than a latte. Definitely less than my latte. But yeah, we'd love to have you visit. We have groups out. We have 2 college groups coming out soon. We'd love to have your animal ministry come out and the members of that. And I noticed today for the first time you have a trauma group. And so when we get this program up and rolling, I think what a great opportunity for them to come out one day too. So thank you all so much. Thank you for everything you do.
So if you'd like to contribute to Share the Plate, please write Share the Plate in the memo line of your check or your donation envelope. And thank you for your generosity.
Our offertory music today is 5 folk songs from Yunnan by Wang Zhenjiang. He was a Chinese composer, pianist, and educator who lived from 1933 to 2016, and he composed a large body of works for piano based on themes from Chinese folk music. His works bridge the style of Chinese folk music and Western classical piano tradition. I'll be playing the first 2 pieces from the set, Dolly Girl and Trailing Behind My Love.
Okay. Will the ushers please come forward? Thank you. We sincerely appreciate these gifts that reflect the generosity and kindness of our community.
Good morning. 上午好，我很高兴见面到你们，我希望你们会喜欢我今天的话。And now I'll go back into English. So good morning. I hope it's really good to see you all, and I hope you will enjoy my talk this morning. I've always been intrigued by all things Chinese. As a child, I would always spend time whenever my family visited a Chinese restaurant, looking at the beautiful landscape paintings or marveling at the ancient bonsai trees that were scattered around. I found them peaceful and felt they had a meaning I could not grasp. I have to say these nostalgic memories have been somewhat tarnished in my adult life when I discovered that my mother could not actually read the Chinese characters she professed to be able to do for most of my childhood. I'm still trying to recover from that trauma. I feel it was the gift of the universe then to spend 12 years of my life working and traveling around China. I love the Chinese people, art, and culture, and I'm so happy to have all of these memories to treasure. One of my favorite memories was a visit to a Buddhist temple in Beijing. We burned incense and prayed there among the chaotic sights and sounds of myriad people, loud and exuberant, and monks in their robes with bells and gongs. And yet I had an extraordinary feeling of peace and tranquility. And perhaps that is what sums up my feelings about Chinese spirituality. The juxtaposition of so many things. China is a both-and place. Chaos and harmony, beauty and filth, high culture and no manners. China is a country with more than 4,000 years of history. Chinese spirituality has been a continuous search for harmony, the alignment of heaven, earth, and humanity. It is not a single religion, but a living tapestry woven from mythology, philosophy, and moral vision, whether in ancient myths of creation, the balanced wisdom of Confucius, the flowing philosophy of Taoism, or the compassion of Buddhism. The heart of Chinese spirituality beats to one rhythm, the rhythm of balance. What the Chinese call yin and yang, but that's getting a little bit ahead of myself. So I think we need to start at the beginning, and the best place for beginnings is a creation story. In the earliest tales, before there was time, all was chaos. An egg of swirling darkness and light. Inside it slept the giant Pangu. For 18,000 years he slept, and when he awoke, he split this cosmic egg with his great axe. The clear, light matter rose to form heaven, yang, and the heavy, dark matter sank to form earth, yin. Pangu stood between them, growing taller each day until the world was stable. Then he lay down and became the world itself, his breath the wind, his voice thunder, his blood the rivers, his bones the mountains. From his body came all life. But creation did not end there. The goddess Nuwa, seeing the empty world, formed humans from yellow clay. And when the pillars of heaven broke and the earth cracked with fire and flood, she melted 5 colored stones to mend the sky. These stories, ancient as the dawn, reveal something profound. The universe itself is a living being, and all creation, even human beings, are part of one sacred body. Heaven and earth are not separate from us, they live through us. And there is balance between the earth and the sky. The Chinese have long seen reality not as a battle between opposites, but as a dance of complements. The yin, dark, receptive, nurturing, and the yang, bright, active, creative, are not enemies, but partners. Together they generate all life. They cannot live without each other. Yin and yang flow through everything, night and day, winter and summer, earth and sky, woman and man, sorrow and joy. When yin and yang are in harmony, there is peace. When they are divided, there is chaos. This vision of balance shapes every dimension of Chinese spirituality. It teaches that true wisdom is not found in extremes, but in the middle way, the gentle living balance between action and stillness, discipline and grace, humanity and nature. Another expression of the Chinese search for balance is found in the ancient art of feng shui, which literally translates as wind and water. Rooted in geomancy, the practice of reading the energy of the earth, feng shui teaches that the flow of qi, life force, through landscapes, buildings, and even the human body determines health, fortune, and harmony. Originating more than 3,000 years ago, during the Zhou dynasty, it is based on the same principles of yin and yang and the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. The goal of feng shui is not to dominate nature, but to align human life within its patterns, to live where the winds are gentle, the waters balanced, and the mountains protective. Even in modern China, cities are designed with these principles in mind. Buildings are positioned to invite prosperity and harmony, and ancestral tombs are sited where heaven and earth meet in blessing. Feng shui reflects the enduring Chinese conviction that spirituality is not separate from the material world, but flows through it. That to live well is to live in rhythm with the land itself. In the West, I don't think we ever really got the hang of feng shui. It is not about making sure that your toilet seat doesn't face the front door. And just as an interesting tidbit of information, it is in the practice of feng shui and geomancy that the compass was first invented. And look how that one thing has dramatically changed the world. The same vision of harmony that shapes Chinese philosophy also flows through its art and medicine. Traditional Chinese painting is called shan shui. This literally means mountains and water. Once again representing yin and yang, artists seek not to conquer the outer form of nature, but to express its living spirit, its qi. A single brushstroke contains breath, rhythm, and emotion. A mountain or a river on silk is not a landscape to be viewed, but a living being to be encountered. Even the ink block and the paintbrush are believed to have spiritual presence. No wonder I was enthralled with these paintings as a child. Music, poetry, and painting all follow the principles of yin and yang, balancing stillness and movement, fullness and emptiness. Likewise, traditional Chinese medicine, with its roots in texts like the Huangdi Neijing, the Yellow Emperor's classic of medicine circa 200 BC, teaches that health is the result of balance, the smooth flow of qi through the meridians of the body. Illness arises when the harmony between yin and yang, or between the 5 elements, is disturbed. Practices such as acupuncture, qigong, and herbal medicine are not simply treatments, but acts of spiritual alignment, restoring the individual to unity with heaven and earth. Together, Chinese art and medicine embody the heart of Chinese spirituality, that beauty and health, body and soul are one continuous expression of the cosmic order. We cannot talk about spirituality, of course, without thinking about Confucianism. The philosopher Confucius, or Kong Shi, Master Kong in Mandarin, who lived in the 6th century BC, taught that harmony is not only cosmic, but moral. He said, to be able to understand all circumstances, to practice 5 things constitutes perfect virtue. These 5 things are gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness. For Confucius, spirituality was not about escaping the world, but transforming it through virtue, respect, and relationship. The family became a sacred model of heaven and earth. the parent as heaven, the child as earth, joined in reverence and love. His ideas did not go down well in his lifetime. He believed that moral perfection started at the top, with the emperor. And if you were the most powerful man in the world, being told you needed to behave with exemplary moral character and lead by example, went down like a lead balloon. But in the end, this philosophy of moral leadership and filial piety, which required the utmost respect for one's elders and ancestors and absolute duty to family, has shaped the people of China and all of Asia for 2,000 years. And today, after decades of suppression, Confucianism is making a resurgence in modern China. Since the 1980s, Confucian schools, institutes, and study programs have flourished again. The government even supports Confucius institutes worldwide, seeing his teachings as a moral compass for a fast-changing world. I think it also helps that they see it as encouraging obedience to the Communist Party. Many young people now turn to Confucian values of filial piety, humility, education, and social harmony as a counterbalance to the pressures of modern consumerism. Confucianism continues to remind the Chinese people that civilization depends not only on progress, but also on character, that wisdom and virtue are the foundations of lasting peace. While Confucius emphasized order, Taoism, or Taoism if you prefer, founded by the legendary sage Lao Tzu, celebrates naturalness and spontaneity. The Tao Te Ching teaches the Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. The Tao, the way, is the unseen order of the universe, the current that flows through all things. To live well is to move with that current, to act without forcing, to speak without boasting, to do without controlling. Taoism teaches that power comes from softness, that emptiness gives life its form, and that true strength is like water, gentle yet unstoppable. This too is yin and yang in motion, the eternal balancing of opposites that make life rich and whole. And then when Buddhism arrived from China around the 1st century CE, it found fertile ground in the Chinese soul. Over time, it mingled with Taoism and Confucianism, producing uniquely Chinese schools such as Chan, Zen Buddhism. Chinese Buddhism speaks of compassion and the release of suffering. The Bodhisattva, Guanyin, goddess of mercy, became one of the most beloved figures in Chinese devotion, a symbol of the compassionate yin energy that listens to the cries of the world. Buddhism deepened Chinese spirituality with the idea that the way to peace is not control or wealth, but awakening, a transformation of the heart. And perhaps no story captures the spiritual heart of China better than the classic 16th century novel, Journey to the West, or Xi You Ji in Chinese. It tells of the monk Xuanzang, who journeys to India to bring back sacred Buddhist scriptures, accompanied by the mischievous monkey king, Sun Wukong, the gluttonous Pigsy, and the steadfast Sandy, a reformed water demon. I first came across this story in my school years. There was a weekly TV show early on Friday evenings which dramatized the story. It was a badly dubbed, super cheap Chinese import, but I loved it and look forward to seeing what trouble Monkey could get into every week. I now own a copy in English and one in Mandarin, given to me by my Chinese staff when I worked there. It is very important culturally to them, and they were delighted to know that I knew about it as a Westerner. I never dared tell them how. The plot is a journey of spiritual transformation from chaos to discipline, pride to humility, ignorance to enlightenment. The Monkey King, with his wild energy and clever rebellion, symbolizes the untamed yang that must be balanced by wisdom and compassion. The monk represents yin, calm, restraint, and devotion. Together, they embody the eternal lesson. Harmony is achieved not by destroying our opposites, but by uniting them in the pursuit of truth. Even the Chinese zodiac with its 12 animals, the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig, reflect the worldview. The story goes something like this. In ancient times, the Jade Emperor, the ruler of heaven, decided to create a calendar based on a 12-year cycle, assigning an animal to each year. To determine which animals would be included, he announced a race across a river. The 12 animals to cross the finish line would each earn a place in the zodiac. On the day of the race, all the animals gathered at the starting line, eager to win. Among them were the clever rat and the strong ox. Knowing that it couldn't swim, the rat asked the ox for a ride across the river, promising to help keep an eye out for the other competitors. And the kind-hearted ox agreed, and off they set together. As they approached the finish line, the rat, seeing they were about to win, pushed the ox aside and leapt ahead to claim the first position. The ox, unaware of rat's trickery, finished second. Following them were the tiger, who complained about the strong currents, and the rabbit, who cleverly hopped across the stones and grabbed a floating log to reach the shore. Everyone was surprised that the dragon didn't win, since it could fly so fast, but it had stopped to help people and animals along the way, so it was late. The race continued, with dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig finishing in that order. Each animal's placement in the race determined its position in the zodiac cycle. The cat is not part of the zodiac. It decided that the race was stupid and went home. This story not only explains the order of the zodiac animals, but also imparts lessons about cleverness, teamwork, and the importance of strategy. Each animal is believed to embody certain traits influencing the personalities of those born in their respective years. I'm a monkey. Each year, each sign carries its own balance of yin and yang, its elements and rhythm within nature's grand cycle. The zodiac reminds people that life is not linear, but circular, that we live within patterns of time, constantly moving through renewal and return. It teaches patience, acceptance, and respect for the natural order, lessons as needed, I think, in our modern world as ever. So I think we can see that at the heart of Chinese spirituality lies a vision of harmony, harmony between heaven and earth, between people and nature, between the seen and unseen worlds. From the great myths of Pangu and Nuwa, we learn that the universe itself is born from yin and yang, the sacred dance of light and dark, action and rest, heaven and earth. Confucian wisdom brings this balance into human society, teaching that right living, respect, and virtue are the roots of peace. Taoism teaches us to flow with life rather than resist it, and Buddhism opens the heart with compassion and awareness. And even the old zodiac reminds the people of China that time itself is a circle, not a line, that every end is also a beginning. And together, these traditions form one great river, a spirituality of balance, reverence, and belonging. It has shaped the Chinese soul for millennia, a people who value family, harmony, education, patience, and perseverance. In a world that often pulls towards division and haste, the wisdom of China still whispers across the centuries. As an old Chinese saying reminds us, live in balance, walk the middle path, honor heaven and earth, and you will find peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, please turn in your teal hymnal to 1031. And do you have any words for us on this, Anna?
Our closing hymn is 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. Using words of the traditional Buddhist metta blessing or loving kindness blessing, this was adapted by Mark Hayes with music by Ian Riddle. And we go through 3 times, beginning with may I, followed by may you, followed by may we. I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join in singing.
And Edwina will give us closing words, but you have a copy of these closing words in your order of service as a special gift. Okay.
If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart.
As we extinguish this chalice, may its light warm us in the week ahead.
I invite you to join in singing our congregational benediction.
Now, please be seated as we have some announcements, and it'll take a couple minutes, okay? So, the first is from Nancy Shillington Perez. The Michael Sullivan Share the Plate Committee appreciates all the members and friends of the congregation that have participated in this year's voting process for our 2026 recipients. If you have not yet voted, today is the last day to do so. There are hard copies of the ballot on the table in the entryway, or even better, please use the link that can be found in the past Thursday's e-blast. And if you have any questions, please see Nancy Shillington Perez, okay? Second, we will appreciate the donation of more egg cartons for our, okay. Third, the Farm Fest at Melody's Farm will be November 8th at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, thank you. So we'll get that out. Thank you. Did you, oh, say that should be in the e-blast as well. Thank you. Fourth, from Jim Kimbler and Larry Siegel, please join us for a UUCC Thanksgiving dinner on November 27th. As an annual tradition that goes back many years, UUCC will be hosting another Thanksgiving Day potluck gathering. We encourage everyone to join us and bring your family and friends. On this day, we will celebrate peace and gratefulness for all, including Indigenous people, immigrants, and all oppressed people. We are an LGBTQ welcoming community. We'll gather for socializing at noon on Thanksgiving Day with dinner beginning about 1 p.m. Turkey and ham will be provided, and a small donation will be taken to cover the meat costs. Please tell us what you're bringing when you sign up, and please bring a non-perishable item for the food banks as well. Now, organizers of the potluck are Larry Siegel and Jim Kimbler. If you want to raise your hands, okay. Please sign up in the social hall on Sundays in November, or email Jim Kimbler at me.com. We also need 10 kitchen volunteers, 5 before the service and 5 after the service. And finally, number 5, we will be remembering Cheryl Soule and celebrating her life here this coming Saturday, November 1st at 11 a.m. So thank you for your attention. So welcome again to our visitors. We're so happy to have you here. Our time together has come to a close. Before you leave, please take a few minutes to welcome our visitors and greet those around you. And, oh, do you have an announcement? Do you want to come up to the mic, please?
Hi, I'm Jason. I've been on the board of directors for the Mountain for a couple of years, and starting Thursday, I made a 2-year commitment to work in the development department at the Mountain. So I'll be living at the Mountain for the next 2 years, and coming back forth. So anyway, I'm not here, that's where I'm at. So just wanted to know.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see you next. Yes.
Just another quick announcement for those of you who are interested.
Can you come to the mic? I'm sorry.
I'll make it a practice. For those of you who have young children or are interested, the CYRE program and Guys Rising Cups will be actually posting a movie night on the lawn, Halloween actually, as well. So we'll be playing The Worst Witch, and we'll be giving out candy to the trick-or-treaters and doing some community outreach. So if you would like to do some trick-or-treating in this neighborhood and just want to come hang out, I know that there have probably been some announcements, if you've donated some candy, that would be, super awesome if you guys want to come out just for a little bit. But just a reminder that that's this Friday, and we're probably going to start showing up maybe around 6-ish, 6:30, so.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, now you're free to go. Okay.